It's Drive-By Movies, and welcome to our show, The Movie. I am James,
My name's Blaise.
and this week I'm going to talk about why Red Dead Redemption needs to become the next movie we all see. It's a movie we've all been waiting for, we've been hearing about, but what the fuck is happening?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, the game is happening, but what did anyone buy the rights to the Red Dead Redemption?
Not that I know of. I'm sure I didn't do research on that, but I'm sure someone does have the slight partial rights or something, or development rights.
Or just some development or
Yeah.
deal with Rockstar? You would think, Rockstar is such a narrative focused video game developer, but you think some, studio would be like, oh, those games sell really well.
Right. 15 million for the first one.
Yeah. And then oh, let's tell this story. Red Dead Redemption, the first one, is a very cinematic game. The ending, a lot of people disliked. Honestly, I thought that I didn't finish it for the longest time because I had heard the ending and I was like, oh, that sounds really lame.
No spoilers, though. I still haven't beaten it yet.
I went to then play the ending and I actually liked it even
awesome.
more. I was just like, wow, that ending. I sat with it. You've taken a long time, so that might make it better for you. It took me 3 years to beat the game because I literally let it sit for 2 years. Just didn't beat it. I was close, but I didn't beat it. I just let it sit and then came back, finally beat it one weekend and just love the game so much. It's such a cinematic game. I think it would make for such a great movie, and it can do things even better because it's a movie. I think sometimes movies can do things better than games. Sometimes games can obviously do things better, putting you in the seat, in the control seat.
Right.
But yeah, Red Dead Redemption would be a great movie.
I want to bring it now because now's the best time with the sequel coming out this summer. Super excited for that. I still have not beaten the first game. I kind of have a similar experience where I was playing it nonstop, but it's been about a year since I've last played it, and I just need to sit down and beat it, and I can't wait to do so. And this episode is probably going to push me to do that. But I think with the sequel to the game coming out, it's perfect time to start developing it because there's still going to be all the digital download packs. It's going to be popular for the next 2 years, I'd say, because Grand Theft Auto 5 was Rockstar's last game. Look how well that's still doing with all the DLC that keeps coming out. So Red Dead Redemption 2, I can only see just doing the same thing.
And supposedly, I know this isn't movie news, but supposedly it's the new one is going to have a battle royale function in it.
Oh, really?
So
Cool.
all these games that you're seeing that are really popular right now, like PUBG or Fortnite, that are they've kind of pioneered. I wouldn't say Fortnite as much. They kind of ripped off the battle royale mode. Red Dead Redemption should be the one redefining that essentially with a AAA budget. So this could be the next. People are really talking about Fortnite right now. But this could it could squander that totally or just not be as good. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's a story-driven game. The single player will be the main focus.
Yeah.
Where that multiplayer element will be as good, if not better, than some of the other competitors out there in the market. That's to see. But Red Dead Redemption, the movie, is what we're talking about right now. And I think that this is such a clever idea and definitely is something that should happen and something that will be happening because of the success of what Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be seeing in the video game market. So I know you've definitely thought about it. Instead of going first with director, who is going to be that pivotal character?
Right.
In John Marston, right?
Yes, John Marston. So I have two actors I would like. At first, I was thinking, I'm actually glad I didn't go with it, but Ryan Gosling, just because I love Drive. But I'd rather see either Jake Gyllenhaal or Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner blew me away with Wind River, and Jake Gyllenhaal, just all his movies lately have been great with Prisoners or Enemy or Nightcrawler. But I think after seeing Wind River, I don't know, just Jeremy Renner, I don't see him as Hawkeye anymore. I just see him as this fucking badass. Forgot how badass he was in The Hurt Locker. Forgotten about that movie, but I'm sure if I revisit, I'm just like, damn, this dude, is tough as nails. And seeing him in Wind River captivating that essence, I'd love to see him play John.
It's interesting that you went for what I would deem as a younger actor. I see John Marston as a old kind of weathered character. I definitely am seeing Viggo Mortensen in that role.
That I could definitely see as well. Too.
Somebody a little bit older, somebody a little bit more experienced, but also has that same. I think Viggo Mortensen has that same badass, if not a little bit more badass than Jeremy Renner has. But I agree with the whole with Wind River. Jeremy Renner is just a total animal,
Yeah.
and like I could definitely see that same character, but I would see John Marston as a little bit older,
Right.
maybe.
I don't blame you. Yeah, and Viggo Mortensen I think is a great choice. Also, you could go that route as well. I did go older though for the. I kind of wanted to go with Ethan Hawke as John Marston, but I want to go with him for Bill Williamson, the main rival villain of the story. But the reason why was just because one of the directors I kind of thought of, we haven't seen in a while, but I have another director also. I kept like scratching original ideas. I originally wanted like Ryan Gosling and Ty West to develop it. We haven't seen Ty West do anything in a while. I know he's working on TV, but movie wise, I miss that guy. But his last movie, In the Valley of Violence, didn't wow me, and I thought bringing him and Ethan Hawke into the main like big roles of this kind of movie would be too much like that movie.
Yeah.
So I'd rather see Ethan Hawke in the background as the villain, like kind of the slow builder. You keep hearing his name throughout, and then when he comes in, I want him to pull like a John Hurt in A History of Violence. It's funny that you brought in Viggo Mortensen because I was thinking a lot of A History of Violence. I love that movie, and I just love how it's a slow build. You keep hearing about Viggo Mortensen's brother as the villain, and then finally when he comes in, won an Oscar for that, and he's only in the movie for 10 minutes and shit. Yeah. So
Wait, who plays the brother?
John Hurt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, John.
Or
Hurt.
William Hurt. William Hurt. Sorry, I got John Hurt and William Hurt.
William Hurt just passed away, didn't he?
John Hurt just passed away. Yeah.
Or John Hurt.
Yeah.
Dude.
William
Brothers.
Hurt is he's in Captain America as the dad of Betty, I guess. The Hulk. Yeah.
I don't remember.
You're not missing much, but yeah. So who I'd like to develop it though is, now that he's not working on True Detective season 3, Jeremy Saulnier.
I think that's a great choice.
Yeah.
I think that it only would be perfect for his career trajectory to direct a Western.
Right.
We're waiting for that currently. I
Right.
mean, like, this guy's directing movies that have very Western like style themes
Exactly.
and feel almost like Westerns, but not at all. I mean, like, Green Room could have been a Western.
Same as Blue Ruin. Yeah.
Blue Ruin basically was a mid-Western.
And he needs to direct Red now.
Yeah, and now he needs to direct Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. I never thought about that. Blue, green, red, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy Saulnier is the perfect choice. True Detective didn't work out. I don't think it was his fault that didn't work out.
Right.
Just going to put that blame out there. And maybe this might not interest him so much as, oh, it's a video game. He's probably not a video game guy. But I feel like this is one of the most cinematic. You sit through that story, and it does something special that video games can do that maybe necessarily movies can't. It's a 36-hour story or something around that. I feel like it could be longer, obviously, but I think the main story was at least 20 or 30 hours. And I mean, once you beat it, you'll see it has a very, like, it's just very cinematic, very like novelesque ending.
Right.
Something that is, I don't know if it'll hit you the same, because I know it didn't hit people the same. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, just that ending, it really sat with me, and I was like, wow, this is like something that video games can, like, different mediums of art can do, but we don't usually see in the video game space. But we could see that in the movie space. So I think Jeremy Saulnier is a great choice for a director. This is something I would love to see. I don't always like go into the show being like, oh yeah, we're gonna strike a little gold here. Gold, this another gold. Color.
Yeah. So if you're unfamiliar with the story of Red Dead, I think you just got to keep it to the basic story. It's about John trying to work with the FBI to capture his old gang. He's been separated from his family. In order to see them again, he has to help them catch Bill Williamson. It's kind of funny, Bill Williamson, when Will is usually a shorter version of Bill. So it's like double the same name.
He's like, yeah. Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Billy the Kid.
I always just found that kind of funny. But yeah, so that's overall just the main premise. So just keep it at that. That's a simple line. You don't need to use all the side missions. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's like a 30-hour story. But it's easily condensable if you focus on the main narrative of the story, and easily can translate into a fantastic movie. So I don't see why not. And maybe it's not the franchise you need, but you could develop other things, whether you want to bring Undead Nightmare or the zombie version.
Probably not, I would hope.
Not like sequel movies, but maybe if you wanted to do like Walking Dead on its way out, maybe you could develop a TV show or a web series with it just to get hype for the movie or something. So there's definitely an audience for this, I feel like. I mean, it sold 15 million copies. No, not all 15 million will be their opening weekend. But this is a movie that would get a lot of people excited and would like change critics' minds of what do we envision as a video game movie. So that's why I feel like we need a Red Dead Redemption movie.
Definitely. I'm interested in the names you mentioned. Jeremy Saulnier, Viggo Mortensen. Oh wait, that was me. But
Love
yeah,
it, though.
I'm just playing. So yeah, definitely count me in. I'm in for this one.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and check in next week to see what we want to see for the movie.